Hey, Nerd Editors, Richard here. Just wanted to let you know real quick that this episode has been chosen in no small part because it is Black History Month. Originally, we were going to be covering Philips CDI Zelda games this week. That, due to some scheduling concerns, has been bumped up to next Monday. In its place, we are re-releasing a classic episode from season 2 of the podcast, all the way back in November of 2022, when we did our out of the theater review of Wakanda Forever. I hope you enjoy it. Now on to the episode. Nerdy.
Nostalgic.
Madly inappropriate.
This
is Nerd Hat.
Nerd hat, I was late. Why am I a robot?
Nerds!
Nerds.
We are here for yet another episode of season 2 of the Irreverent Nerds podcast. I'm your host, Richard, with my co-host, William T. Boyer. William Thomas Wayne Boyer. No.
Ha ha ha.
Oh, man. So we just walked out of the theater, and we are recording our initial thoughts about Wakanda Forever. Obviously, the second in the Black Panther series. Before we get into that review, which we'll try to do spoiler-free initially, the first few minutes, but you know us, we will eventually get into spoiler territory, but we'll try to give you a warning before we do that. So, we did want to acknowledge something that happened this past week.
Yes.
Beloved actor Kevin Conroy passed away, as many of you probably already know. We are planning to do a tribute episode to him next week. We wanted to take some time on that and really do it justice. But we did want to take a moment to say a few words about his passing, and obviously his contribution to the world of Batman will be greatly missed. He's been a part of our lives since we were both kids. Obviously, Batman the Animated Series, at least that was my first exposure to Kevin Conroy as an actor, and majority of my exposure was, but he did have quite a bit more in his career, and we're going to talk some about that next week.
It's going to take time, but I want to talk about Kevin Conroy, the man. Who was he outside of Batman? If we can find that information, of course.
Yeah.
Because he's more than just the Dark Knight. It's sad to know that a human being has passed away.
Yeah, man. I think we were both a little depressed today. We're like, you know what? Let's take another week on this. We're going to do Wakanda Forever and this week instead. So we swapped, actually. But yeah, that's going to be coming next week. Although Wakanda Forever does deal with death, and it does address, obviously within the Black Panther world, King T'Challa's death. But we know that the actor, Chadwick Boseman, passed away since the last film came out. And I've seen some of his other work. It's excellent. He played James Brown. This might have been before he was T'Challa. I may be wrong on the sequence, but he did an excellent job in that movie, both with the singing and the acting. Just very talented man, and has left a legacy. I guess a foundation as well. I do want to learn more about it. We saw it referenced there at the end credits, the Chadwick Boseman Foundation. So guys, check that out. I imagine just what I know of him as a man that's doing some pretty amazing things for the world. But yeah, they do pay homage to... This was really cool.
Yeah.
At the beginning of the movie, when they did I don't know what the right word is for it, but the Marvel intro, where it shows the Marvel Studios logo, and they're playing pictures of all the different movies, it was only Chadwick Boseman.
A little nice tribute there.
And it was basically a moment of silence. Like, the only thing you could hear was, the wind rustling from the previous scene. And it was a moment of silence. And I thought that was a really cool touch.
Yes.
And so, yeah, they... And there's a couple other points in the movie where they, kind of... Obviously within the context of the movie as King T'Challa, but, definitely I'm sure the actors and then the staff that were with him on the first film and the other films that he was in, are also honoring the man that they knew.
Lots of very tasteful nods.
Yeah, I thought that was really cool. It didn't feel exploitive at all, and it just felt very dignified. I liked that. So I guess we'll move from that and just talk a little bit about kind of the overall plot of the movie. Let's see. Will, do you want to take a crack at that?
Just the plot synopsis?
Yeah, like a plot synopsis, or like the big picture view of the plot. And obviously we do have to... I don't think this is a spoiler because they're in the trailer, but you don't find out a lot about them necessarily in the trailer. But the main antagonist, I guess for lack of a better term, much of the movie's plot centers around the relationship between them and the Wakandans. So,
Right. I am not very familiar with this people or underwater nation. In my thoughts while watching the movie, I was just calling them Atlanteans. That's not true.
No.
That's not correct. That's not the correct term. But we all know, if you've been paying attention, you've been watching the trailers, if you're loosely familiar with Marvel and you're excited about this film, you probably already know that Namor is in this film. And he is a character that I knew was an antagonist in the Fantastic Four in the original comics. So it makes sense that he's an antagonist in the MCU. But there's nothing I really knew about him prior to this film, past that really. The synopsis of this film is basically, to try to leave it spoiler-free, the spoiler-free synopsis is Wakanda against Namor, or Namor against Wakanda. See, he's the antagonist, and there's a lot of really, I'd like to talk about this later, but a lot of good character development in this film. I don't know, that's just something that stuck out there to me. Can't really say more without giving away spoilers.
Yeah, so I guess from there we will kind of move somewhat chronologically through the film and just talk about different points. Yeah, obviously we will eventually get into spoiler territory, but the people group, which again, they're in the trailers, so other than, I don't think this is a spoiler, but you do learn more about them as the movie goes on. So initially they're very mysterious. So we see that some of the other nations in the world, like after Wakanda has gone more public and, T'Challa has established the outreach centers in the different countries and around the world, we see that other powers that be, United States, France, etc., are wanting to gain access to vibranium. No surprise. And in fact, France tries to invade one of the resource centers and steal some of the vibranium, but the Wakandans found out they were coming and defended the center. And then rather than killing the soldiers, brought them... This is pretty bold. Like, they bring them onto the floor of the UN General Assembly.
Bold.
Yeah. Basically, they let all the other nations there know, it's like, hey, if any of you try this, we will fight back, basically. And the Queen herself is there letting them know that. Yeah, that was pretty badass. And then it cuts to where we get introduced to the people of, I think, Talokan. I think that's how you say it.
Yeah,
Talokan.
I have no idea.
Well, that's where they live, I guess. They're originally descended from the Mayans, which I love the fact that this is a little bit of a spoiler, but not too much.
News to me.
But yeah, they were Mayans, and then they found sort of the equivalent of the Black Panther flower, or the flower that makes the Black Panther. It's like flowers that grow in vibranium-rich soil, but they found it underwater.
They didn't just find it. God showed it to them.
That's right, yeah. One of the
just
gods.
a religious joke.
Yeah, one of the gods showed that to, I forget which one, but one of the Mayan gods supposedly, shows it to them. And it gives them the powers.
We did just see Thor, Love, and Thunder, so I guess gods are a thing.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
Sorry. I've been
gods
wondering.
dancing in skirts.
Yeah, I've been wondering about that. I've also been wondering why France, but I've been wondering.
Good question.
About the God point, but then I just remember just now that Thor, Love, and Thunder has happened, so.
Oh, I think I know.
So never mind. We have a complete cosmos pantheon now. Sorry, I'm interrupting you.
Yeah.
I got to say something every now and then.
Well, before we get too much further, let's just do a very brief like rating. So out of 5 stars, and let's say out of 5 stars first in comparison to the other Marvel films. So the Marvel Pantheon rating, what do you think you would give it in relation to other Marvel films? Like how many stars?
Out of 5?
Yeah, like for me, like Infinity War is like at 4.75. It's still my favorite Marvel film. I mean, it just tied so many things together and it did a great job doing it.
Oh, yeah.
I think it stands well on its own, too. It's just a really good film. But in my mind, like, I would rate this right up there with that. Like, this was really well done. I would say this is probably a 4.5, like, maybe right behind Infinity War for me. Like, this might be my second favorite Marvel movie now. I really liked it. How did you feel about it in terms of just overall rating?
I'm going to give it a 3 out of 5. I mean, it's definitely a good film. Some people on my Facebook feed are trashing it. I don't know why. It's a good film. It really is. I would almost give it a 4, but I'm not sure if I'm being too charitable or not. I've definitely seen worse than the MCU. This is definitely an enjoyable watch. Shuri's character, no, that's a spoiler. But
yeah.
I mean, there are pros and cons, things I love and hate about the film. Well, not hate, but dislike about the film. I'm going to go with a 3 for right now.
Okay, so in comparison to the Marvel universe, a 3 out of 5 stars.
It's not bad.
Now, compared to just movies more broadly, I think I would give it a 4 out of 5, just comparing it across the spectrum with other films. How about you? Would you stick with a 3 on that, or would you go lower?
No, I wouldn't go lower. Like I said, I thought about 4 out of 5 too, but I wasn't really certain if that was just the hype of getting out of the theater or not. I need to let it sink in for a while. Remember when we saw Amazing Spider-Man 2, and I came out being like, that's the best Spider-Man movie I've ever seen. You looked at me and you were like, you're crazy, Will.
Oh, man, that was so bad.
That was just hype. That was hype. I was just on my adrenaline rush coming out of the theater. So I'm just wondering if 4 out of 5 for this film is just hype or if it actually deserves it. But it was good. It was better than Thor: Dark World. It was better than, in my opinion, all of the Iron Man films.
Oh, yes. Especially 2.
Yeah.
2 is, yeah.
Yeah, it's a good film. It really is.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, you wouldn't have this film without the first Black Panther film, but I think I enjoyed it more than the first Black Panther film. They fleshed out the world, they developed the characters as well, and I don't know, maybe some of it is I'm just a sucker for ancient civilizations, and like when you can bring those into, you obviously have Africa, where, I mean, as the theory, there's not everybody agrees on it, but like there's some scientists at least that think that that's where we all migrated out of, was Africa. Like that goes back to everybody's roots in a sense, but then also, I mean, the Mayan civilization in terms of recorded history, I mean, it goes way back as well. And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, we'll have to look this up to be sure, but I think they actually spoke Mayan in the film.
Cool.
Like the actors, it wouldn't surprise me if some of them were actually of Mayan descent. I'm pretty sure they use the actual language in the film, which is pretty darn cool, I thought.
Cool. Yeah, I was wondering if they were real-world languages as opposed to taking the time and effort to create a fake one like Cleon, but...
No, I'm pretty sure, because, like, they were Mayan,
Yeah.
so it would make sense that they spoke Mayan.
I don't know a lot about the history, so the Mayan language isn't a dead language, it's a language that survived?
Yeah, some people still speak it, like, from what I understand. Like,
cool.
Very, like, small pockets, tribal groups within Central America. It is still spoken in some places. Like, it's not widespread anymore. But yeah, in the Mayan, some aspects of Mayan culture have been carried down as well.
Cool. Oh, yeah, I saw... Well, I know this much, thanks to Ghostbusters, the video game, which is just a very awkward place to learn Mayan history, but I saw them playing that, like, hoop basketball game thing in the stone hoop in the movie.
Ah, okay.
Talking about Mayan culture. I know things. That was an achievement on Ghostbusters.
But I like that. I thought on more broad notes, I thought the cinematography was really good. And obviously the special effects fall into that too. Like they're beautiful effects, and the underwater scenes were great. And honestly, it's what I wish. It's the level of achievement that I wish Aquaman would have achieved. But Aquaman looked so fake.
Huh.
I thought. But this, I don't know. It's just the way they handled it. It looked a lot more realistic, I guess, and I think part of that choice was that they made a lot of it darker.
Yeah.
So when you do that, not only did it make it a little creepy, that was one of the mistakes the VFX artist for Aquaman made, is that it was too bright underwater, and then it just really exposed the fakeness, like the CGI-ness of it, I thought.
I didn't realize that.
Which, you get deeper in the ocean, that's more realistic as well. Like it's going to be dark. So I like that, and it gave it a creepier vibe overall as well, like when you were down there. Or a more mysterious vibe, I thought.
I didn't look close enough at Aquaman when I watched it to see or be able to tell that it was CGI fake. I mean, obviously, I know it's fake, it's a movie, but
yeah,
watching this film, I actually thought that Aquaman did it better, but,
really?
You've got a point there. You've got a really good point. The only reason I thought Aquaman did it better is because I couldn't see a darn thing. It was so dark in this film. But you're right, it is a little more realistic that way.
Yeah, because you get below
the
Twilight Zone. I think that's what they call it, but like you get to a certain depth and there's no light.
And forgive my sense of humor sometimes. I made a crack earlier about the Mayans' god, and I shouldn't have done that. I mean, I'm a religious person, so it's weird that I'm laughing that someone has a vision from a god, but I guess that just, I forgot this took place in the world of Thor, Love and Thunder as well. So, it's kind of weird how we're just building on these Marvel movies after Marvel movies, and I'm not completely familiar with the comics, and suddenly we have all these pantheons of real gods, you know what I'm saying? But anyway,
that does get a little convoluted. It's starting to get a little convoluted.
But at first it just, it was like, who gave them the vision? Because when I think of Marvel Comics, I think of more of a science-based. But that's not true. I mean, you got Doctor Strange, that's magic. I mean, it's not God Pantheon necessarily magic, but it's magic. Anyway, what I'm getting at is that my sense of humor kicked in. It was so dark down there, and then Shuri says later, "Oh, the city was so beautiful," and it's like, "What are you talking about, Shuri? I couldn't see a darn thing."
Well, then he brings the vibranium sun.
That was cool.
I brought the sun to my people, or something.
Yeah, that was real cool right there. That's true.
But no, I just thought the connection with ancient Mayan culture, and I don't know how closely it represented that necessarily, but I'm not a Mayan expert. I did see in the credits that they had several advisors on Mayan culture and the Mayan language, obviously. So I thought that was cool.
Is this a bad time to ask, how much did you know about Namor and his people before we sing this film?
Not a thing.
Yeah, not. I didn't know anything either, just that he was an antagonist on the Fantastic Four comics.
Yeah, I'd never even heard of the character, and obviously they don't show him in the trailer. They show his people, which, that's like, why are there blue people coming to fight?
I don't know. I was wondering that thing. He was in one of the trailers.
I do wonder just a little bit if Marvel chose those people in part to compete with Avatar that's coming out next month. Like, I wonder that
Avatar's going to blow them out of the water.
Well, I don't know, man. I don't know. Like, I doubt. Well, it's hard to say. Like, I don't know that Avatar will repeat the success of, like, in terms of, like, budget. Like, 'cause it made $2.8 billion, like the first one, and there's so many other good movies out now, and I just have a hard time believing it could top that. But you never know. You never know.
No, I just meant,
I'm sure it'll make $2 billion at least, but whether it'll get close to $3 billion, I don't know.
What are the people of Avatar called? The
Na'vi.
The Na'vi. The Na'vi their designs artistically are just more pleasing to the eye than Namor's blue tribesmen.
Oh yeah, because they were.
That's all.
I mean, they were literally just humans with blue makeup on.
And when they were under the water,
they weren't
weren't blue,
which makes sense, I guess. Because
I wondered about that. Because just blue when they hit oxygen.
I get, it's probably more that the blue. Probably has more to do with refraction and stuff, and like the blue of the ocean. Yeah.
The things I think about when I watch a movie meant for entertainment. Why are they blue? Why are they not blue?
So we're definitely more than halfway through the episode. So, and our wives are probably going to be calling us soon because it's late.
I know mine is.
So we're going to go ahead and go full spoiler now. So we'll drop things that if you haven't seen the movie yet, unless you like being spoiled.
Namor can fly by his feet.
Yeah. And initially,
biggest spoiler.
The first introduction, it's very dark. It happens at night, so like, kind of what kicks off the events of this is there's a young scientist in America who invents a device that gets basically taken by the U.S. government. It's a device that can detect vibranium, and they're like searching all over the planet, trying to find vibranium, and they find some in the ocean. And then the people of Talcan, our first introduction to them is they come. Oh, it's creepy as heck. Like they're basically like sirens. Like they come in like singing this creepy ass song, and then people just like. I think they said it's like sonic hypnosis or something. Like people just start jumping off this like oil rig thing,
Sonic hypnosis. That's
creepy. It's like if the happening had actually been scary.
Shots have been fired.
No, the happening was a little creepy, but not creepy enough. But it's like, nature's revenge. The plants are killing us. Anyway, sorry, don't get me started on the happening. It's not the worst Shyamalan movie, but it's in the bottom 3, I would think. Well, maybe bottom 5. Bottom 5.
I thought it was my wife calling.
All right, guys, we're going to pause for a second here. All right, we're back. So it's like 11 o'clock at night when we're recording this, so, our wife's like, where are you at?
How dare they expect us to adult?
Yeah. It was a long movie, though. I think it was like 3 hours long.
Yeah. With the trailers, absolutely.
But no, it was paced well. I thought it didn't feel like it got dragged out. Like I thought it was. Yeah. I thought it was paced well. But yeah, like I really did enjoy getting introduced to this new people group and like another group on the planet. Basically, you're not sure. They still leave you a little bit unsure at the end whether they'll be long-term allies of Wakanda or rivals, but certainly potential rivals, given that they also have access to vibranium, which the Wakandans didn't know existed anywhere else. But this society is very similar to Wakanda in that they've tried to keep themselves secret from, the rest of the world.
Yeah.
Towards the end, again, spoilers, the Wakandans promise to keep that secret for them.
I don't understand it, but I find it humorous. What was that one lady's name? The general. She lost her entire religion when she found out that someone else had vibranium.
I can't.
The stories.
I feel bad. I can't remember her name. She's a really big part of the movie too.
Yeah, she is.
I can't think of it.
But
dang it, it's like the main general in the Wakandan army.
I feel like I would benefit from having read a bunch of Marvel comics before seeing this film, but oh well. I'm glad for films like this. I really like anime and things out of Japan. That interests me. But, it's good to be exposed to different cultures. I hope that this counts anyway. I mean, I know it's still very much an American film. You know what I'm saying?
No.
No. Okay. It's good to see movies that aren't purely white.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Yeah, and like I said, I love the fact that they brought in another ancient culture, like, obviously, fictional, but it, has ties to, just as Wakanda does, to real ancient cultures, and I like that. I really like that. I've always loved history and stuff, and especially ancient history, and that kind of stuff fascinates me anyway. And I don't know as much about like the Mayans and the Incans and the Aztecs as I do maybe some other cultures. So it's cool to just see references to that. And I thought it was, just movie very well done. Cheers to you, Ryan Coogler. Yeah, you did a good job writing and directing. This is definitely a worthy successor to the first Black Panther film, I thought. So here's a major spoiler. So if this is like, this is the end credit scene. Like we did this with one of our last ones. So we're right here at the end of our episode. So we're going to spoil the end credit scene. So if you want to know what it is,
dun, dun.
Then we'll tell you. So T'Challa has a son.
That's right. And I just wonder if he's from the comics because somebody else in the theater said, when he came on board, they said his name.
Could be. Yeah, maybe he'll become the Black Panther someday.
Yeah.
Which
I wonder
obviously,
about that.
I mean, everybody knows from the trailers, obviously Shuri becomes the Black Panther. It's at least 2/3 of the way into the film. Like it's, it's a good part, it's towards the end of the film that she finally takes on the mantle. But yeah, apparently King T'Challa and, Nowdy? Dang it. I'm getting the names wrong. But his love interest from the first film, who's
Right.
also a badass, like, spy and everything. We find out that she left 6 years ago, left Wakanda, and it's kind of left mysterious as to why. And we find out in the end credit scene why. Is that her and T'Challa, looks like they secretly got married, or just secretly, more or less, secretly got married and he moved her to Haiti, where she then raised their son.
And I've been trying to figure out whether or not that 6 years includes the 5-year jump during the blinking away.
Oh, yeah.
So when they said 6 years, it made me think that was 1 year plus the 5 years that T'Challa had turned into dust.
I didn't even think about that.
So, I mean...
That's a really good point.
What I know... What year is this fictional timeline taking place in this movie?
That is a good point. Yeah, because that would have meant that. Yeah, I don't know.
He could have been pronounced dead, and his by the snap, and then come back. Maybe that was the first year. But anyway, it doesn't matter. This is just some thoughts of mine.
Yeah, well, I'm sure that info's out there somewhere. Either way, we're told it's been 6 years, since she left Wakanda. So around that time, which maybe she left because she was pregnant. I don't know, however that worked out. But the son looks like he's at least 6 years old. So, yeah, I think that's the implication. But yeah, this is probably all happened post-blip, I would say. That'd be my guess, though. But I could be wrong. Like, that might have been in there. Like, maybe they had sex before, they went to the big fight in Endgame. Or no.
Infinity War?
Infinity War. And who knows?
No,
somewhere in there.
I've exploded.
Somewhere in there. Yeah, we'll have to look that up. Or you can tell us, our listeners. Let's see. Trying to think. Anything else was really cool. Oh, yeah, like the character Ironheart came in, which I saw you do a fist pump, so I'm assuming you know about that character from the comics.
Only that
At least
she
a little bit.
exists, and I was happy to see her.
Yeah, I was like, I figured it had
Happy to see her armor. Yeah, her suit.
Yeah, so like, is she gonna be like the sort of Iron Man replacement?
Yes.
But like Iron Woman, basically.
Basically. Except it's Ironheart. But yeah.
Yeah. No, I thought her character was pretty cool. She was. Excuse me. Yeah, it is getting late, and our brains are slowly moving towards sleep.
I was disappointed that Shuri took her suit. The spoiler. How spoiler are we getting?
We're full spoiler now.
Okay. So, yeah, I was a bit sad at the end of the film when Shuri told her she couldn't take her suit back, but
Yeah.
we'll see Ironheart in the future.
It's probably because of vibranium in it, I bet.
Probably.
Yeah. But no, she'll probably help her, if she hasn't already, help her make another suit without vibranium.
And isn't there an Ironheart Disney Plus show coming soon?
Is it really?
Yeah, I mean, that's what I heard. I didn't know if you heard that or not.
Makes sense. Those boys know how to make money, I'll say that.
Yes.
Yeah, but I love it. Like, this stuff is awesome. But no, I don't have Disney Plus currently. We'll get it again eventually. Because, yeah, there's just too much good content on there. Both for my kids and for me. I haven't caught up with Andor yet.
True.
Is it Andor? Yeah, Andor, the series.
Yeah.
So that should be pretty cool. Anyway, well, we should probably wrap this up. So like we said, we within the Marvel Cinematic Universe, I gave it a 4.5 out of 5 stars. Will gave it a 3. I gave it a slightly lower if I'm comparing it to like just other films more broadly. I would give it a 4. I think visually just a beautiful film, and some good character development within it, and good world building as well, and some good messages also, similar to the original one dealt with. And here's another spoiler, but Killmonger makes an appearance, but from the ancestral plane, so to speak. So yeah, like some of the same arguments of like, how are you going to respond to, attacks and violence? Are you going to respond with vengeance? Or are you going to, are you going to show mercy? And Shuri has to reckon with that. And in the end, she goes the way that T'Challa would have gone, where, she shows mercy.
Yeah. I admit that a part of me was expecting some sort of CGI T'Challa, or at least just the mom or the dad. Is the actor playing the dad still alive? If he is, to have shown up in the ancestral plane. But they'd made the right choice, not just because I know they did that with Harold Ramis in Ghostbusters Afterlife, and they've done that with Carrie Fisher, but it's really a risky move to bring someone back with CGI. They did the right thing for story, not just about taste, but just plot-wise, to bring back Killmonger. It averted my expectations.
Yeah, I didn't expect it. Yeah.
I knew that he was in the film. That was long since rumored, but how he was in the film, I wasn't expecting that.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. Like, I liked how that came in, and it was connected with Shuri's journey, which obviously, like, Shuri, in a sense, had a very similar journey to T'Challa's in Civil War.
Huh.
Where, like, Marvel Civil War,
right.
Where his father gets killed, and then he's going after the guy that killed him, and has a chance to end that person's life, but then doesn't. Decides to show mercy instead. And
I forgot about that.
Excuse me. In a way, like her journey mirrors his, in that she has to also wrestle with a desire for vengeance. And in the end, like, she starts down that path, but in the end chooses mercy. And yeah, and at least right now, anyway, it looks like the people of Talokan are going to be an ally with Wakanda. You still get the sense of like there's some danger there, and like that could change in the future. But for now, they're allies together. So anyway, we both enjoyed the film.
Yes.
Another good, solid addition to the MCU. And,
very much so. Very much.
Yeah, and it said Black Panther will return, so no telling which movie that will be in, if it'll be the next Black Panther film or if it'll be in one of the others. I haven't heard. I know they had some issues with the actress. There was like some contract disputes or something that slowed down production, I think, a bit with the actress who played Shuri. So I don't know how that might affect future films.
I don't know.
But yeah, like I think next thing up on the Marvel docket is the Ant-Man film that we saw the trailer for at the beginning. That looks really exciting.
Very exciting.
I'm looking forward to that. That looks really good. And Bill Murray is in it, apparently.
I know. I heard about that, but it was still a surprise seeing him in the trailer.
Yeah.
It looks like they're going to bring in, what are they called, the Micronauts?
Oh, I don't know.
That's a very, very obscure Marvel title.
Nice. Yeah. Once again, Will displays his comic book acumen.
Well, just think random articles on the internet, Wikipedia, and when I'm bored on YouTube.
Oh yeah, and obviously, again, this is from the trailer, but obviously the Watcher, or at least an earlier iteration of him, iteration of him is in it.
Really?
Yeah.
Are you talking
from Loki, like the Watcher?
Not the Watcher. No. You're talking about.
Wait, Kang. Sorry, Kang,
the Conqueror,
not the Watcher.
The Conqueror.
King the Conqueror. Yeah. So he makes an appearance. He's gonna be in it. So that should be pretty cool.
Yeah, that's been long rumored that he'd be in that too. It seems like they're changing his origin, but maybe we should save that for our Ant-Man podcast.
Yeah, I mean that comes out in February, so I'm looking forward to that. But yeah, the next big movie on the horizon is Avatar: The Way of Water, coming out next month. I think it's next month.
And I promise I won't make fun of it.
Oh, like, dude, I'm just looking forward to the experience. Like,
I am too.
Like, and I'm definitely gonna save up to see it in IMAX 3D because how else? There's no other way to see an Avatar movie but in IMAX 3D.
I don't know.
Or in 3D, some form of 3D, like because it's gonna be freaking amazing in 3D. And the new trailer shows a lot more of, and I was like, yes, this is gonna be good.
Oh yeah, I don't know why I made fun of the first one, comparing them to Smurfs. But I'm over that. I'm really looking forward to this film, actually, to be honest. It's very, just like the first one, it looks beautiful.
Oh, yeah. No. Yeah, and there were, obviously parts of the plot in the first one were stupid, and the villains are a bit, like...
Cliche?
Yeah, very cliche. Yeah. But, it's like, it didn't really ruin the film for me because it's just such an epic experience in the theater. It's like you can put up with that kind of crap because it's just such an amazing experience to watch it, and you love the main characters. They're just so engaging, and it's like, so yeah. Anyway, looking forward to that coming up. Probably the next in theater film that we'll review together. But next week, look for we're gonna do a tribute episode to Kevin Conroy and talk about his life and his career. So keep an ear out for that next Wednesday. Right, hey. Nerds? You going to say something, Mr. Boya?
Yeah, if y'all want to, get ready for the next podcast. Tell us what your favorite Kevin Conroy voice acting or live action appearance is. We love to hear back from you guys to see what your favorite stuff is that he's done. Well, until next time, nerds.
Live long and prosper.
The Nerd Hat podcast was produced in partnership with Nerd Hat Productions, which is owned by me, Richard Best. So it's produced by me. Wait. What is this music? Hold on just a second. Let me see if I can find my normal music. There we go. Okay. I want to give a big thank you to my co-hosts, Will Boyer and Laura Morales. They have been such a big part of the success of this podcast. It would not be possible without them. I mean that sincerely. I would have quit a long damn time ago. Thanks also to all of our many collaborators and guests over the years, and most recently Elijah Miller for giving us a new logo. While I was involved in creating it, I did not do the artwork. He did it, and it was amazing. So, the Nerdhead Podcast was recorded by me, Richard Best, and edited by me, Richard Best, with a little bit of assistance from Riverside.fm. I appreciate that program. It has been very helpful for virtual recordings, like on snow days, things like that. You name it. Anyway, I digress. Until next time, nerds, nerd hatters, nerdettes, assorted nerd persons, live long and prosper.